Happy Thursday, everybody, and welcome to another Chamber Check-In episode from Idaho's only five-star accredited chamber. Today, I'm really excited to share BEZE Creative with you, and I've got partner and founder with us today, Nathan Sanders. I'm going to bring him on screen right now. Hi, Nathan.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Hey, you're a recent investor in the chamber. Thanks for your membership. Really appreciate it. And I got to sit down with you and your co-partner the other day at the new Renegade Hotel, have a really good cup of coffee, and I got to learn a lot. And so I'm glad to share today, Nathan.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's a lot of fun to be on here. Really glad we made the jump and became a member with you guys.
So these chamber check-ins have been really great ways of sharing our member stories, their products and services, and I love sharing the people. So before you educate us on what's going on in the digital agency world, tell us a little bit about you, your background and history of work that led you to becoming an entrepreneur, and then ultimately, how did BEZE Creative begin?
Yeah, well, I come from a family of entrepreneurs. The most recent generation being my parents owned Heritage Auto Repair and Meridian, and have just watched people build great businesses a lot of my life. I went to school down in LA. I didn't go for marketing or video or any of that. I went for theology, actually, but I worked at an agency in LA for a little while. When I came back to Boise, I started doing primarily video production. It was really the sweet spot and spot where I started to excel first. And at least the spot that I really enjoyed the most. Started interacting a ton with another agency, another company that was doing a lot of design and websites, who's now my co-founder. Him and I ended up with a lot of the same client base. We realized that we had something to offer to fill the gaps and connect all these contractors that were mixed around like him and I were. So April 17th last year, we created BEZE Creative, have been running it now as an agency for a little over a year, having a great time doing it, learning how to do all the business stuff, right? You come in as a creative thinking like, I'm good at my craft, I can do this. And then you start trying to be a business owner and you realize how impressed you actually are with your parents. You know, so yeah, that's the story. That's how we got right here.
Tell me about the name. What is BEZE? I want to learn. In fact, I haven't asked you this yet, so
okay,
this would be great to share.
Okay, BEZE Creative for me, it's two things actually. First and foremost, my last name is Sanders. My partner's last name is Barker. BEZE, when it's just the B and the Z, it doesn't fit as well. It's such a condensed logo. So we expanded it with the E's. Sounds a lot less like a baby as BAZA does. So BEZE Creative. And then it stands for me as an example. We have a lot of clients that'll spend so much time trying to come up with just the perfect name, right? And they always want the perfect name. And when you ask them, like, what does Apple have to do with computers and phones? What does Google mean, right? Like, it really doesn't have to be the name. The name becomes what you attach to the name. So this is both. It's the best fit for Barker and Sanders while being quick to say. And it's a little bit of an absurdist name to kind of, for me, it's a fun way to prove a point, to say our brand will be what we show your brand to be. And we don't have to like die over the perfect name. Everything else is going to support the meaning of that name.
I love that. I was just talking to a client the other day, and we were trying to figure out the name, the URL, the email. It's like it's all got to match up, and that's difficult nowadays with so many businesses out there.
Yeah, it can be difficult. And that, I mean, your name does matter. It needs to be appropriate. It needs to fit. It needs to be somewhat memorable. That does matter. And then definitely your domain needs to matter. You need to have something that you can get domain authority with.
Right.
So it does matter. I'm just, the point here is just we don't have to stress over some of those like little stressors that some people get in. Once it's appropriate, once it fits the industry, then you can go and build the meaning you want behind your name.
Okay. Thanks for imbibing me on the name. I love it. Okay, I'm on your website and I'm looking at just this, the home page, and it says in 2023, we've delivered 950 plus creative assets, which helped bring in 96,000 new leads, which led to 20% increased revenue. You're telling the story right away, how your agency is impacting your clients.
Mhm.
Why don't you help share and take the time it takes some of the projects that BEZE Creative works on, and maybe some of the different industries that you're currently working on.
Yeah, well, our three biggest industries have been stuff in agriculture, stuff in car washes and car wash manufacturing of all things. And we've
Right.
talked a little bit about this. Um, we've done a lot in that world and a lot with nonprofits. There's been a variety of other, whether private equity groups, service industry stuff. We've taken on a large gauntlet of clients, and that's because we're not trying to position as an industry specific agency. We really like to position ourselves as problem solvers. In this problem solvers in the sense that we can come up with a strategic approach and we can execute it. So
Right.
our team will do everything from, where's the market, what do people need to hear, and building kind of a concept of a diminishing returns curve. Like, what are the early things that you get the biggest win, and let's start there and start positioning our wins as the biggest wins first. Let's start at the beginning of that diminishing returns curve. That's our approach. And then we have the creative team, we have the designers, the video team, the dev team, the project managers, to make sure we can follow through with that. As far as the kinds of projects we've done, my background, like I mentioned, is in video. We do a lot of videos. We probably do, like, at the prices we sell our videos, which is a competitive price. Sometimes it's a little bit above your average price for Boise, but I fully believe our team does better testimonial videos than anyone in our price point. We do great videos. We know how to interview, to listen, to figure out what's the story that needs to be told. How do we position that? You'll see some of those on our websites. Our dev team is phenomenal. So we've done some huge websites, like for National Car Wash Solutions, which manufactures stuff. If you look at a case study on our website there, we did the SEO for that. And we increased the visitors by 2,600% or something like that.
Wow. Wow.
We've done a lot of wonderful websites, and then branding. I mean, a great example of our branding and that stuff that we're doing is our logo,
Right.
positioning us as a fun, playful place to be that pushes you a little bit out of your creative comfort zone. Our art director Jared really nailed that logo for that. So we've been doing more and more branding as well, and all sorts of ad campaigns.
I see that. Creating a brighter future, one logo, one campaign, one website, one graphic at a time. I love it.
Oh,
Um,
you're a better salesman for my company than I am.
well, hey, when you're working with good people, you want to help share, right? I think it's awesome. One of the things that I wanted to share today with you, and have you educate me and the listeners on, is what are you seeing in the digital agency world? What's the new technology? What are you seeing as that's helping your clients, that you could help share today?
Yeah, I mean, that's so hard because it does change, company to company, agency to agency, in a very big picture. I'll give you something that we've been I've been talking with our team a lot. It's really important to me is that whatever the changes are in tools, in marketing techniques, at the end of the day, I think marketing is really about. I've kind of got two approaches. One of them, and this key one I'm talking about today, is making and keeping promises. You put a graphic on Instagram, you put your logo on something. Whenever someone hears about you, they get your business card, right? You're making a promise there. Like, we are this legit. We feel like this to work with. We look like this. We're this easy to contact. And then keeping that promise at every step of the sales point. If they see that and they call you and it's a takes forever to get back to you. You don't answer the phone, stuff like that. But you positioned yourself in an ad, right? As like, hey, we're the people that you need. And then you call and you're not there. It's like breaking that promise. Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
you already started breaking promises with your customers. We are on the lookout in this digital age for inauthenticity, and keeping the promises you make explicitly or implicitly is everything. So we're really focused on, what promises can you actually keep. Let's market for that, and let's make sure every time a customer interacts with you, you are keeping the promises you made in the step before. That, I think, that kills it. I mean, you can have some even funky advertising that will outperform other companies because you always keep your promises. Just always deliver, right? That's a very big piece of that. If I need pest control and I'm calling you to get pest control, you better pick up the phone.
Right.
Like,
Right.
all your ads will matter more when you pick up the phone. And so
Absolutely. And
just
that
make sure you
referral
keep those.
piece too will happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, if you're keeping your promises, once you know that, you can look at the best brand experiences you've ever had and see that that's basically what they're doing. And once you've had like, oh, I kind of suspect these guys will help me solve this problem. And then before they even sell you, they've already started to help you solve that problem, asking you the right question, giving you some free resource, something like that. That's a wonderful brand experience. You will tell your friends about that. Make and keep your promises.
I love it. Well, now that we're talking about what you actually do with videography, website design, logos, and then obviously marketing and all aspects, what are some of the passion projects from the group? What do you love to dig in, and I guess this kind of ties into your community involvement. So
Yep.
help share that.
Yeah. So everyone on our team has a huge value for nonprofits and helping people. We're a really big believer that working with us or around us, you should be able to be more human for that. And part of that is like humans help other humans. And so we really love working with nonprofits for as low of a cost that we can. So we have nonprofits that pay nothing for our services. We have nonprofits that pay a little bit depending on what they need. And we just love picking nonprofits that really align with us and our values. So whether that's Ruja, who does community development in Uganda, Global, who works with refugees locally, we love to take the expertise of our team that can compete in billion-dollar industries and be able to help those smaller nonprofits tell their story at a price that doesn't sacrifice their mission and them accomplishing that mission.
One of the things I could tell that really you started to get excited about when we were sitting down having coffee, you had mentioned that you'd help this, the full on volunteer nonprofit raise, 5 figures in a certain amount of time. And I thought I could tell both you and your partner, both your eyes lit up. And that's what drove you both and to share that story. And I think that's epic.
Yeah. Well, thank you. We think it's epic too. And we're going to do everything we can to build this business to make sure that's a reputation of ours.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Hey, any upcoming events or news or closing remarks you'd like to educate the listeners on while we have you?
Nope. We're just starting to go to market with our new brand and building our new website. Hopefully you'll be seeing more from us. If you don't, we'll find you a different way. We'll see at some point, whether it's a marketing meeting, a networking meeting, or online.
Well, thanks again for your time. Thanks for your investment, Nathan. I would encourage anyone that is looking at rebranding or changing some marketing strategies to give Nathan and his team a shout. I have your website, BEZECreative.com, rolling in the bottom of the screen. Hey, remember to like our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in with our weekly conversations with Boise Metro Chamber members. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Nathan, thanks again. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Paul.